Hello, partners and friends. We would like to welcome you today to our new session of HR Pro The Drive, the 5 levels of leadership, a John Maxwell's program featuring our international guest speaker, Mr. Hassan Chaker. Hassan is a talented, highly motivated, and self-driven professional with over 25 years of experience with multinational and local companies. He is the founder and managing director for MCA People Solutions Lebanon. He is working with many organizations in the Middle East, providing business people with the knowledge, skills, and leadership strategies they need to succeed and make the most of themselves in today's fast-changing world. He is an experienced facilitator, trainer, and business consultant who has created a unique package of integrated solutions to enable individuals, managers, and teams to meet everyday challenges. Mr. Chaker is an expert in personal and team performance. His programs enhance creativity, motivation, and excellence in individuals and teams, enabling people to develop an enthusiastic and optimistic attitude, clear goals consistent with personal values, practical skills and knowledge, and the ability to maintain peak performance under pressure. Hassan is also an instructor at the Lebanese American University in Lebanon, an associate facilitator with ESADI University Executive Program in Spain, is also an independent certified coach, speaker, and trainer with the John Maxwell team. He is a faculty member at Institute of Human Resource Management Education in Arizona, USA. Is an advisory board member at LAU and board member at Riyadi Basketball Club. This was a quick intro in a nutshell about our guest speaker for today, Mr. Hassan Chaker. Hassan, we are ready. The floor is all yours.
Thank you so much, Anthony. Actually, الانترودكشن أطول من البرزنتيشن. عذروني على هالقصة. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to see you all. ولو online, inshallah, one day we will meet all together. Today, it's one of my favorite topics, the 5 levels of leadership about John Maxwell. You all have been through, you worked with the leaders. Some leaders left a great mark on you, influenced you, and made a big difference in your life. And some people were really bad in your life, and they had a very bad influence in your life. And we're gonna discuss today, let's say the 5 levels of leadership, how people see people through the 5 levels. And let's start with what is leadership. There are so many definitions of leadership, but كوني نحكي عربي ولا English? What do you want? And let's see, what do you want, Anthony? What do you prefer?
English.
English, okay. So people see us through the 5 levels of leadership usually, and there are so many definitions of leadership. One of them is leadership means vision. A leader should have a vision, should know where he or she is going, should be a cheerleader. Imagine a leader should be a cheerleader, someone who cheers his team or her team up, someone who's enthusiastic, who loves his job, who trusts his people, who has passion, obsession, and consistency. One of my favorite definitions of leadership is Napoleon Bonaparte definition. A leader is a dealer in hope. You cannot be a leader and be pessimistic at the same time. A leader is always optimistic. A leader is always someone who gives hopes to his people, who gives hope to their team all the time. And another definition, leadership is a process of influencing activities of an organized group in its effort toward goal setting and achievement. We should influence people. And my definition of leadership is the following: is someone who inspires me, someone whom I look up to, whom I want to be like him or her, who takes an interest in me as a human being, as a person. I am not a position. I am not an accountant or an IT person, or I am a human being first and last. So someone who has interest in me as a human being and who works with me and others to achieve a commonly shared vision or goal. Everybody has a goal, but this goal should be commonly shared with others. I'm lucky to have met John Maxwell so many times in my life, and I asked him, if you want to define leadership in one word, what would you say? You guys, if you want to define leadership in one word, what would you say? Let's make it a bit interactive. What would you say if you want to define leadership in one word?
Inspiring.
Mindset.
Inspiring.
Yes.
Mindset. Others. Let me hear
like
few people.
Motivating.
Flashlight, okay. Motivating.
Influence. Charisma.
Good. What? Who said influence?
Me, Carol.
كارول لو كنت حد كنت أعطيتك شوكولا.
Thank
Beautiful.
you.
John Maxwell said, leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. The true measure of leadership is influence. If you cannot influence your team, you're not a leader. Whatever you do, if you don't have influence over your team, you're not a leader. And influence, when you influence people, you can make a difference. What is influence? Influence is when you affect or influence the behavior or opinion of others. When you change the people, how people think, when you change how people behave, this is influence. There is a lot of examples of great influences in life. Influence is not what influencers do on social media. It's a totally different thing. It's influence. Usually people can influence people in a positive way or a negative way. What we're going to talk about today is how to influence people in a positive manner. So we're going to talk about the 5 levels of leadership of John Maxwell. The first level of leadership is the position. This is the first level where everybody starts, okay? People follow you because they have to. At level 1 leadership, you get the leadership position, and you're not a leader yet, you have a position. I remember one time at McDonald's, I was the human resource manager of McDonald's for so many years. We promoted someone to become a swing manager, from crew to a swing manager, and he came to me and he told me, Hassan, I became a manager, I'm wearing a tie and still nobody is respecting me. I told him, well, your position does not give you respect. At level 1 leadership, people follow you just because they have to. They will give you the bare minimum of what they can do. And you can tell easily what a level 1 organization is. If, let's say, the schedule is at 5, people finish their work at 5. At 4:30, people start to pack their things. ببلشوا يضبوا مكتبهم. At 4:35, people start to say goodbye to each other. We'll see you tomorrow and have a nice weekend, blah, blah, blah. At 4:40, people go to the toilet because everybody wants to pee on company time. You know what? We want to spend so much time, wasted time on company expenses. And at 4:55, everybody is on the punching machine. At 5, the company is totally empty. Nobody is working. And you cannot imagine how can a company be empty at 5 at that fast without a fire drill. This is because this company is a level 1 leadership. And the good thing is at this level, you don't have to stay at this level. At this level, you have leaders, you have managers, you don't have leaders. At this level, you have subordinates, you don't have team members. You rely on rules and regulations and policies and procedures. Here you hear people saying, you do it because I said so. You do it because this is what the procedure says. The good thing is, you don't have to stay at level 1. You can go to level 2. Level 2 is permission, relationships. People follow you because they want to. People follow you because they like you. At this level, we start to build relationships. We start to listen to others, to observe what they're doing and to learn from them. We start to connect with others. And there is a book for John Maxwell here. It's called Everyone Communicates, Few Connect. And I really like this book. If you cannot connect with people, you cannot lead them. People go along with people they get along with. How can we connect with people? Can you give me a few ideas, please? How can you connect with your team? When they start trusting you and loving you, how can I become more likable? Let's see a few
Regular
ideas.
meetings.
Pardon?
Regular meetings.
Regular meetings. Let me tell you, Raya, kaman informal meetings as well.
Like gatherings.
A coffee break with Raya today, and I'll take a lunch break with Carol, and I'll sit with Anthony and just chit chat على coffee. Maybe next week I'm gonna go and روح زور Carol بالمكتب تبعها. Okay, like let's get into the relationships with our team. Once they start to like us, لما يبلشوا يحبونا، لما يبلشوا, once they start to love us, they will give us much more. Do you agree? Okay, so your agenda at level 2 is to get to know your team better, is to know them better on a personal level. And leaders, great leaders, help people on their personal problems. Don't tell me we are professionals and we don't care about your personal problems. Well, your personal problems, when you bring them to business, they become my problems. So at this level, I have to be very human, and I have to care for people as human beings. Here we go from the me to the we. We are a team. We can care for people without leading them, but you cannot lead them effectively beyond level 1 without caring for them. We need to care for our people. We need to take care of them, and we need to become likable. If you're not likable, nobody will work with you. People can either make you or break you. If they don't like you, they will break you. Few tips on level 2 leadership to become more likable. Just greet people when you reach your office in the morning. Say hi from your heart. Call people by their name. Don't say هيدا الناصح والIT واجت الماركتينج وراح الHR. Call people by their names. People like to hear their names. Speak to people. Be modest and speak to everyone. Show genuine interest in others. If someone is coming from the vacation, tell them, how was your vacation? If someone was sick, tell me, how are you doing now? Call them, ask about them, ask about their health. If someone's mother was in the hospital, ask, how is your mom? We have to care for people, show genuine interest in others, and always say please and thank you. This is the gratitude. We have to be grateful. Don't order people, okay? And smile. And to be likable, it's very easy. Just have the smile on your face most of the time, because when you smile, people will like you more. Okay, happiness is contagious at work. And please, as a leader, stay away from office gossip. You are a leader. You are not منك قاعد على القهوة. I will not say, I don't know how to say it in English. You're not in a coffee shop speaking about others. When anybody comes to speak to you about any other person, tell them, stop. Please, if you have anything against Hassan, go and speak to Hassan. Okay? And bring people together. عبارة فرق تسد does not work in leadership. This is weakness. If people have fights with each other, make sure that you are the bond to put them together again. And a great level 2 leader will always control himself. هذا كمان, this is emotional intelligence. We're going to talk about it hopefully in a different time. Okay? And please respect other cultures, especially if you're working in an international organization outside Lebanon or in the Middle East. Make sure that you respect all cultures. Okay, and let's go to level 3 leadership. Level 3 leadership is the production. People follow you because of what you have done for the organization. Production is actually, what did you do? What are your results? Customers don't measure you on how hard you tried. They measure you on what you deliver. Here, people follow you because of what you have delivered to the organization. They know that you have a record of success. They know that you have succeeded and achieved so many things. People naturally follow a leader stronger than themselves. If you are someone who achieves, someone who always delivers, people will respect you. So level 3 leadership is what you do. There are 2 types of people in the business community: those who produce results and those who give you reasons why they didn't. Please be the leader who always produces results. Because when you find excuses, you're not a leader. You have to find a way to produce. And when you produce, you are respected. And when you're respected, you are followed. You are a level 3 leader. And at this level, you create a great environment, because the work gets done, the morale improves of the team, the goals are achieved, and the momentum begins. When you start winning, you have a momentum. And momentum, I'm gonna tell you about a train. If a train is going in 200 kilometers per hour and you put a cement block in front of it, it will destroy it. But if a train is moving slowly and you put a small block in front of it, it will stop it. If you are winning, nothing hurts. So make sure that you are producing results, and all the other things will be trivial. And at this level, there is the law of the picture. People do what people see. What the shadow of the leader, if you want to say it. This is the best thing, the best example you want to give to people. If you want people to succeed and to perform and to produce results, you have to be someone who produces results. 89% of what we know, we learn visually. Who are you learning from? And what your people are learning from you. Practice what you preach. I really like this picture from Lion King. I thought about quitting, but then I noticed who was watching. Ladies and gentlemen, when the head office asks you to do something, or they ask you to increase your targets or your goals, and you go to your team and you say, oh, they live in a different world, they don't know what they're doing, and you come with the very negative vibes to your team, and you expect them to perform. If you're not enthusiastic, if you're not a performer yourself, you'll never have a performing team. And then we go to level 4. Level 4 is my favorite. This is what I live for. It's the people development level, the reproduction. People follow you because of what you have done for them. This is where all your focus is on developing others. We recruit well, we position well, and then we equip well. The law of explosive growth. To add growth, lead followers. To multiply, lead leaders. And you have to be a leader who develops other leaders. So imagine that you are the bus driver and your company is the bus, or your department is the bus. The first question is, who are you putting on the bus? So the who question comes before the decision, because 80% of your success is at the front door. Who are you recruiting? Are you recruiting just anybody? Are you recruiting the right people? Are you recruiting the best in the market? And I'm a board member in Riyadh, and I always ask the coach, how did you become a great coach? And he told me, Hassan, I'm a better coach with great players, where we are all better leaders with great team. And because I have a recruitment company, sometimes we send candidates to people. Let's say a marketing manager needs an assistant. So we send her or him a very qualified assistant, and they tell me they're overqualified. What do you mean by overqualified? Do they threaten your position? There is no one who is called overqualified. If the person is ready to work and ready to perform, and they are willing, why you say that they are overqualified? Let me bring overqualified people to my team, because they will complement me and they will do a much better job than I'm doing. So please make sure that you hire the best people in the market, and you pay them a bit better than the market price, than their market price, yes. The second thing, when you bring people in, make sure that you position them in the right seat. Put your best people on your best opportunity, not your biggest problems. Put aces in their places. Make sure that you understand your people and you understand their strengths and their weaknesses, and you place them in the right place. If I bring the best football player and I put him at the best, let's say, offensive player, and I put him as a goalkeeper, he will never be effective. Whenever you bring the right people on your bus, on your team, make sure that you position them well, okay? And make sure to get rid of the bad apples. We don't need energy vampires in the team. We don't need people who will resist the change. We don't need people who are negative all the time. So you bring the right people, you position them well, and you get rid of the bad apples. And this is a very important thing. Successful people discover what they are good at. Successful leaders discover what others are good at, and they position them accordingly. And the right person here has more to do with character traits and innate capabilities than knowledge, background, or skills. I always say, hire the attitude, then train the skills. We are all doing great jobs, but none of us is working in rocket science. Unless you are working in rocket science, hire for the skill. But otherwise, please hire for the attitude, then train the skills. What attitude are we looking for? The positive attitude, the smiling face, the I can do it attitude, someone who is ready to take all the challenges, someone who is eager, who is hungry to perform and to grow in the company. So remember, the right person is not the most experienced person, is the one with the right attitude. Hire character, then train the skills. And don't worry, we can train whoever you want. Teamwork goes to a very high level because of great relationships and loyalty in the team. When we start to develop others, performance increases because there are more leaders in the team now. Level 4 lead change the lives of people they lead. The leaders at level 4, they change the lives of people they lead. And they create lifelong relationship. Leaders put only 20% of their focus on their personal productivity while putting 80% of it on developing and leading others. It's the Pareto principle here. If you spend 20% of your time on your personal productivity, you will produce 80% of the desired results. And the other 20% will be produced by your team. But you have to put 80% of your time developing others. But people are afraid to develop others because we are hands-on people. We are, you know, everybody say, I'm a hands-on person. I need to do the things myself because you don't trust your people. We have to develop. You have to teach your people everything you know. And don't be afraid to take their place. If for them to take your place, if they take your place, you will go up. And let me share with you one of my favorite quotes about people development. It's Ray Kroc. شربي هون حينبسط لأنه Ray Kroc, the founder of McDonald's, said, "Don't worry about yourself. Take care of your people, and you will float to greatness on their achievements. Do not worry about yourself, because when you develop your people, when you teach your people all what you know, they will push you up and up and up. They will keep pushing you up until they push you out and you become in a higher position in a different place. The more that you develop your people, the higher you will reach. People are afraid to teach others because they think knowledge is power. Knowledge is not power. Knowledge is power if you develop others to become a level 4 leader. What are you afraid of? Do you see people who are not sharing their knowledge with others? Do you face these people? Can anybody give me an example of a manager you've worked with, not in your current company, so that not because this is public, let's say in a different company. Can you share with me an example of someone who never wanted to teach you anything, and how did you feel? Anyone? Okay. And when you train your people, and when you give them all the knowledge they have, or they desire, or they need, now you have to empower them. What do we mean by empowerment? Empowerment is give them the power to make decisions, give them the right to make decisions, give them the right to make mistakes. When I give a person the right to make mistakes and to make decisions, I'm empowering them, because people will make decisions, and when they make decisions, they can be either right or less right. There is no wrong decisions. And when they make a less right decision, let me empower them and tell them, okay, great, what did you learn from this? What can we improve next time? You cannot be a level 4 leader while developing people, but you never empower them to make decisions. You want them to come back to you in every decision they want. So sometimes people would ask you, boss, may I go and buy a battery for my laptop? It's dead. Do people really need to ask you these questions? Do I need to train my team? Do I need to have lunch with my team? They ask you the tiniest details in your performance, just because you don't allow them to make any decisions. So level 4 leaders will develop people and will empower them to make decisions. And level 5, that's the highest level of leadership, is the pinnacle. It's respect. People follow you because of what you are, who you are, and what you represent. The qualities of level 5 leader is a faithful servant of the people. And it's a servanthood. I give a course at LAU, it's called servant leadership. It's the highest level of leadership. سيد القوم خادمهم. When you are, all what you want in this life is to serve the community and to serve the employees and to serve the team, because you have developed them and you have already achieved a lot of results in the company, and they like you and you have the position. Now all what you care about is the welfare of others. I wish our politicians will understand this. It's an example of a life lived with integrity, a consistent producer of leaders over the years. At level 5, you lead so well for so long that you create a legacy of leadership in the organization you serve. You have a beautiful reputation. Pinnacle leaders stand out from everyone else. They are a cut above, and they seem to bring success with them wherever they go. These leaders, wherever they go, if they are in banking, they go to an automotive industry, they become pioneers. Level 5 leaders, they run level 5 companies. All what we need is, I'm going to give you few things that we need at level 5 leadership. Is the first thing is humility. When you meet a leader, a level 5 leader, you feel how important you are. When you meet just a level 1 leader, you get the feeling of how important they are. So when you meet great leaders, really, they make you feel you are important, not them, because they are humble, they are modest. Second, when you are at level 5 leadership, you are not afraid to ask for help. I'm a consultant for a politician, although I don't like politicians, and I told him, if you want to succeed, you have to bring the best consultants. You have to ask for help. You are not a guru in everything. You don't know about economics. You don't know about the people development. You don't know about society. You don't know anything. You're just someone who wants to become a politician. If you want to succeed, ask for help. Bring the best consultants. Bring the best people around you. And take responsibility. Level 5 leaders never say, and they will never say, it's not my fault. They did not allow me to work. And this is what you hear all the time from politicians in Lebanon. ما خلوني اشتغل. You are responsible. If you are a leader, then you are responsible. If you cannot be responsible, then quit. But don't say, it's not my fault. It's them. If you're leading the organization, and remember this, everything rises and falls on leadership. Everything. You are responsible. And if you're a level 5 leader as well, you have to develop discipline. Motivation gets you going, but discipline keeps you growing. If you want to grow, you have to be disciplined. You have to create a discipline in your workplace. And again, get the right people. Find the right people, not the best people, the right people. You at level 5 leadership, you attract people who look like you. You don't attract the right people. You attract the people who are like me. People who look like you. You don't attract what you want, you attract who you are. And when you're leading an organization, please lead with passion. I don't work, personally, I don't work. And it's my passion, it's my hobby, and I give it from my heart. And if you don't lead with passion, if people don't see the passion inside you, they will never follow you. At level 5 leadership, you find the passion inside you, you find the fire within you. You have a burning desire to succeed and to make others' lives great. And find the purpose of your job, working with purpose. What's the purpose? Why are we here? What are we doing? What's my purpose? What do I want to achieve? Does my team know the purpose of my job? We have to create this as well. These are the 5 levels of leadership. And at what level are you? May I ask you, at what level are you from the 5 levels? And I'm gonna share with you the 5 levels. If anyone wants to share? Yes, Rula? Rania? I'm seeing the faces just, yes.
Thinking of, yes, I can share.
Yes.
الحقيقة متخيل في كل يعني I do imagine or I do think now I reflect on each level. I think yes, we all have the mix of the 5, or we all like we faced the situation where we use sometimes the power of the position in certain time and the power of relationship or the power of developing others in our role. But actually I'm reflecting now which one is dominating now, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
And which one I aim to focus for.
Beautiful.
And yeah, I'm more into in this phase in my life actually focusing on the level 4.
Beautiful. Thank you, Rania.
Yeah.
Thank you, Rania. Anybody else?
Yes.
Yes, Aline.
Aline Ghazal, yes. I just want to add, I tend to agree with Rania. I'm going to open my camera so that you see me. Sorry, just a second. Because as mentioned, I mean, like I see it more at the diagram more than like the Maslow, actually.
Yeah, exactly.
what do you call it? The Maslow pyramid.
The Maslow hierarchy of
Yeah,
needs.
no, I see it more a combination of different, and we use several techniques, or not particular techniques. We live the leadership actually, and we use them depending on the situation. Sometimes we want people to believe in us because we want them to do something. Sometimes we have to have a vision. Sometimes we need to, and I think credibility for a leader is very important, because at some point,
exactly,
will come back to you once they know that you will take things further. I mean, like that they know that you're leading them, but also you're supporting them. You are there, and that's
beautiful.
how. And that's personal experience. I said I'm an HR person, and that's how I see things. People come back to me because they know that things will not stop at my desk. I will move things, and I will even take initiatives to improve things.
You're a doer.
That's sorry.
You make things happen. You make things happen.
Yes, and I move
beautiful.
Things further. I'm not perfect. I may have flaws here and there, but then again, I know that. They know already that. Anything that might come up, I will be on top of it and moving things further to support the people inside the organization. I work for an international NGO as well. And I know, that people would want to see an HR person who is continuously present and available and supportive. And that's not the only thing. Of course, for an HR person, you need to make sure that things are happening as well on the job. Not only like supporting and staff care.
I can feel the passion in you, Aline. Thank you very much. That's beautiful.
Yeah, مش عم بقدر افتح الكاميرا مش عم تزبط معي ما بعرف
ليش. I will meet you one day. I always want to meet passionate people. Thank you so much. Hi Aline. Hello.
أنا مش شايفة حالي هلا. Thank you.
لا أكثر من هيك يا Aline بتجنني. Thank you.
Thanks, merci.
Anybody else? Thank you so much, Aline. Who else would like to? One more. I would like to get one more. I can see my old friend Saad. So happy to see you, Saad. Go ahead. At what level do you think you are? At telephone. Saad was my classmate in Lycée Abdel Qadir. You're on. Yes, ما عم بسمعك سعد. Yes, عم تحكي. You're not on mute, بس. Okay, I guess the microphone ما بيمشي عنده. Who else would like to share? Where are you? Rula, I see that you want to say something. Rula Khattar. حاسس هيك. Yes.
Well, actually, Anna, I think we are in the level 4 for people development, and where we support our employees, where we be a role model for our employees, and giving examples of everyday tasks. And but what we're facing today is, or we consider it as disadvantage, is people try to take advantage of what we give them when we support them, and when we be like when we try to lead them in the right way, they take advantage of this, and this is what we're facing today. So as we are in a seasonal hotel property actually, and this is the thing that we're facing at this level.
Thank you, Rula. Thank you. Well, let me tell you one thing. We are all at all the levels with different people. So if someone, you can tell definitely, if someone is new to the company, for him or her, you are at level 1, you are a position. When you start building a relationship with this person, you become at level 2. When they hear about your reputation and about and they see the results, you become at level 3. When you start developing them, you go to level 4. And when you have this great reputation, very few people reach level 5 actually. But we are at different levels with different people. If I were you, I will put the names of the people I work with, and I will see at which level I am with each and every one of them. With level 1 people, I need to build relationships. With level 2 people, I need to show them who I am. What do I do? At level 3, I need to start reproducing the leaders. I need to start giving all the knowledge that I have to for them. And when I reach level 4, I strive to become a level 5 leader and someone who is unforgettable, who leaves a legacy. So we are all at different levels with different people. Sometimes you're giving the same speech to 100% in the company, Some people will take you as a level 1. We have to listen to this person because he has the position. Some people, they want to listen to you because they like you. Others, they listen to you because they respect you. And others, they listen to you because you just develop them. And some people listen to you because you're a level 5 leader. Okay, but for me, the 5 levels of leadership is a 3 days workshop. I'm giving it in like just 55 minutes. I'm so sorry, but there is a lot of things to be done on each level so that we go to one level up. Before we go to the questions and answers, I will tell you one thing that I really like to finish the presentation with. Life is 3-dimensional. We have the length of our life, the width of our life, and the depth of our life. The length of your life is not something within your circle of influence. You cannot control how many years you're going to live. So my advice to you is live as if you're going to live forever, and prepare for the afterlife as if you're going to die tomorrow. So work in your company as if you're going to stay in your company forever, and prepare for what comes after your company. If you're going to leave the company or leave the country or move to another, open your own company, work as if you're going to leave it tomorrow. This is the length of your life, but what matters to me is the width of your life and the depth of your life. The width of your life is your achievements. What did you achieve? People hired you or put you in this position because they expect you to make a change, to achieve something. And I'm going to use a quote in Arabic, okay, and then I'll translate it. الحسن البصري بيقول إن لم تزد شيئا على الحياة كنت أنت عليها زائدا. I'm going to repeat. إن لم تزد شيئا على الحياة كنت أنت عليها زائدا. If you don't add value to where you are, to life, you're just an added number. إن لم تزد شيئا على الديبارتمنت تبعك أو تبعك, you're just an added number. كنت أنت على الديبارتمنت زائدا. إن لم تزد شيئا على عائلتك, على منطقتك, على بنايتك, على بلدك, كنت أنت عليهم زائدا. What are your achievements? And your achievements are within your circle of influence. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve. You are where you are to make a change. When you are hired, when you are placed, when you are recruited, you're not there to go business as usual. You are there to make a change. And this is how you're going to be remembered. And this is what will lead to the depth of your life, which is the legacy you're going to leave. Level 5 leaders leave a legacy in people. What is the legacy that you're leaving people? How will you be remembered when you leave the company? How will you be remembered when you go to another department or another place? Yes, Sharbil, go ahead. I just like the smile of Sharbil, and I miss you, my friend. Go ahead.
Thank you, Hassan. May I add something? I think in different situations, we need to adapt to different level. Even if we achieve level 5 in a company, when you shift to another company, we should start from 1.
Exactly. Because for the people in the new company, you are a position. You are just a position. You are the training manager in this company. But who is Sharbil? What did he do? Now you start to build relationships, Sharbil, in your new company, Saudi. And then they see the result that you're doing. You go to level 3 and you start training others. You go to level 4, and then you have this great reputation and go to level 5. Exactly. This is what we're saying. Thank you for just putting the stress on this. Okay, so if you are a leader, you have to think about what are the changes you're gonna make and what's the legacy you're gonna leave when you leave. What did you do to the people around you? What did you do to the company? What changes did you make? في ناس بيجوا in this life تيتي مثل ما رحتي مثل ما جيتي. I will not accept to be someone who goes into a very high position, an HR manager, especially that most of you are HR managers or training managers. And I didn't do any difference in the department. If I were there or I wasn't there, it's the same. When you are in a position, make sure that you leave a legacy, that you make changes, that you do something, and you build relationships. Because trust me, the work will definitely be over one day. You will leave the company, you will leave the country, you will get you will open your own business, but relationships, they last forever. Make sure that you build lasting relationships. And this is how when people start trusting you and respecting you, and they will remember you every time they will think about leaders. So I will leave the floor. Thank you so very much for this wonderful time. I'll leave the floor to questions now. Anthony, you're gonna lead the questions and answers, or do you want me to answer the questions that were asked before? What do you want me to do?
Yeah, if you want, we can go into the questions if nobody want to ask now anything.
Yeah,
Do we
let's see.
have questions?
في حدا يمكن لأنه اللي سألوا الأسئلة ما موجودين هون. خلينا نشوف الموجودين هون إذا حدا عنده سؤال.
All right.
Yeah.
I have a
Anybody?
question.
Oh, okay. Just.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead. I don't know who said I have a question.
Yeah, Violet, I have a question was first. Go ahead.
Carol.
Yes, Carol, go ahead, Carol.
Hello, thank you for this fruitful webinar.
I
want to ask a question about how to link leadership with power and misuse of power.
How to link leadership with power and the misuse of power?
Yes.
Would you please clarify a little bit?
Okay, we all know that leadership and influence is linked to power. If we aren't powerful persons, we can't achieve our mission depending the leadership vision and mission we want to assure. So how misuse of power can have an impact to the leadership world.
When you misuse the power that people give you, people will start working against you, Carol. And I mentioned before, people can either work with you or against you. There is nothing else. They will either work for you to make you succeed and shine, or they will work against you. When you misuse the power, this happened to me when I was in the army. Our officer was very tough with us when we were recruits in the army. So we decided to fail him in the exams, and we decided to get the lower grades in the exams in the army, even though we were the officers. We wanted to get the revenge and to make him look like a very bad leader. So if you will misuse your power, people will start working against you, and you will fail, definitely. So we'd rather use the power in a very constructive and positive manner. I hope that I answered your question, Carol.
Thank you, Hassan.
My pleasure, my dear. Rania?
Actually, I want to make use of this fruitful group to ask about something you mentioned, Hassan, about the culture where gossip is a bit on the floor.
Dominating, yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a practice or something you did to cut this habit, the bad habit?
Actually, it starts with you, Rania. When I mean gossip, starts and stops with you and everyone. Whenever anybody comes to me and speaks about someone else, I will tell him, please stop. I don't want to hear the news of anyone else. You have to stop it. And what I do usually is we make workshops and team building activities, and we speak about the subject and we find solutions. And it has to stop with every person. Okay, especially with the leaders. At the leadership level, you will never speak or backstab or speak behind the back of your people. Because make sure if you speak behind my back, then you're gonna speak behind the other people's back as well. So I need to stop the gossiper, and I tell him, mind your own business, or I'll tell her, mind your own business. It stops with us, and it works in workshops. We can do that in a workshop. Okay, it's a culture. Thank you. You're welcome, Rania. Is anybody else live before we go to the questions written before? At your service, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. So, Anthony, what's the first? What do you want to share?
How do you see that the pandemic redefined leadership in times whereby a lot of human values were lost for the sake of business survival?
Well, I don't really agree on that. The human factor is lost because of for the survival of the business, because we have to adapt to the new world. The world has changed and we have to adapt. But the crisis in Chinese is divided into two. It's problems and opportunities. In every crisis, there is an opportunity. We have to look for opportunities, but sometimes we have to do what we have to do, Anthony. Like so many people fired people from their banks, especially from companies, because they couldn't afford the payroll. But these people who were fired, they need to look for other jobs. But some companies, I'm going to mention one company, for example, if I'm allowed to, Asadea, they did not fire a person. They did not fire a single person. They said that we were making a lot of money before, and we can afford to pay the salaries of people for 6, 7, 8 months without doing business. Okay, so the humanity is not dead, but for some people, they had to just not downsize, let's say right size their organization, because there was so many people who were not really needed. Yes, Anthony.
I'll go with another question. How to deal with a stubborn team member always trying to impose his or her ideas?
Actually, we need to understand people. We really need to understand people. Why do they want to impose their ideas? I need to take them on the side and speak to them. I will tell them, I really appreciate your passion and your enthusiasm about giving your opinion, but let other people speak, and we all respect all the opinions, but at the end, I'm going to take the decision. If you are a leader in a department, you need to listen to your people. And they need to know that they have the right to give their opinion, but you have the right not to take their opinion. Okay?
And for sure to explain why not.
Other question?
Sure, I'll go with another question.
We don't need to explain to the people why we're not taking their opinions. I'm a leader, okay? I'm the decision maker. I am responsible to listen to every person in my team. I'm responsible that every person in my team will share his idea or the way he thinks or she thinks. But I am responsible to make the decision, and they need to know this. Okay.
All right. I'll go with another question. Leaders are born or made?
Yes. This is the old thing.
Well,
definitely. Yes, for me at least, okay, and there is no right or wrong answer in this, but we call it leadership skills. And if it's a skill, then it's acquired, then everybody can become a leader. But in order for a person to become a leader, you need to learn how to become a leader. You need to learn how to communicate, how to become charismatic, how to lead, how to go through the 5 levels, how to build relationships. Like definitely, for me at least, leadership is acquired. And this is debatable, and there is so many schools that say no, leaders are born, but I can tell you that if leaders are born, we will stop working as a company, as trainers aslan, because we believe that we can let's say train people how to become leaders. And this is where all the government officials, all the leaders in the world, they go to leadership schools. They're not leaders just because they were born leaders, because their parents send them to leadership schools. And even if your parents did not send you to leadership schools, you can still acquire these skills and become a great leader. Yes.
Another question. What are the biggest challenges today leaders are facing? Do you want me to repeat?
The biggest challenges today, in my opinion, again, is what are the biggest challenges that leaders are facing today, right?
Yes.
Right? For me, the biggest challenge is that... Yes. The first and very important thing is the agility, the adaptability, the adapting to change things. Things are changing very fast. If you are a leader who is very rigid and you don't embrace change, and you're not really, you still live in the past, and you still want the past to come back, it will never come back. There is a new reality. You have to adapt to change quickly, and you have to be very agile. Like, things are changing, we have to change. If you do not change, you become extinct. And this is the challenge. The challenge is that people, they are still waiting for things to come back as they were before. They will never be back as they were before. And trust me for this, the life we used to live before is over. Now it's a new era, it's a new way of working, new way of doing business, and we have to adapt. So the biggest challenge is adaptability and agility, in my opinion.
The last received question is, what strategy do e-leaders use to make virtual teams effective and more productive?
It's connecting. to become a great, let's say, e-leader or electronic leader or visual leader, you need to connect with the people on an individual level. You need to make meetings like the Zoom meetings as groups, and you need to talk to your team members on individual level every day to connect with them. We need to connect with them on individual. We need to speak to them one by one every day, every week. Make sure that you are connected to them. They don't feel they are working alone. They don't feel they're just working from home and nobody is taking care of what they should do or they shouldn't do. So my advice is to connect with them as if they were with you. Make one-on-one meetings with them on Skype, on FaceTime, on Zoom, on whatever platform you want to use.
Raya is now asking you, is there only 5 levels of leadership?
The Maxwell defined that as the 5 levels of leadership, but what are you suggesting, Raya? We're giving this course as the 5 levels of leadership, and for me, like the 5th level is the highest. Do you find there is another higher level?
No, I'm just asking if there are only 5 levels.
There are so many schools of leadership. Okay, at this school, John Maxwell found that there is a 5 levels of leadership. Other schools may find 6, but it doesn't matter if you really follow these steps to become a level 5 leader.
Oh, okay.
From good to great.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Yes,
do we have any other questions?
Any other questions? Let me check the names. Ladies and gentlemen, do you have any other questions? No? Good.
We have...
Then please, yes, go ahead.
No, there is no question.
Okay, just want to ask you to connect with me on LinkedIn and Instagram so that we stay connected. These are my social media addresses. I'll be happy to connect with you and to stay connected. And I would thank you very much, Anthony, for this great opportunity to connect with this great audience. And I'll leave the floor to you.
Thank you for this lovely webinar and for adding value to our HR community. It was a great pleasure having you on board. And thank you everyone for your participation.
My pleasure, Anthony.
Enjoy your night, everyone.
Let's take a picture all together. Yeah, I usually take a picture all together.
Nice idea.
خلينا نشوف مين في يفتح الكاميرا.
يلا.
Yeah, who can open the camera, and let's do the 2 thumbs up thing. This is my signature, actually. We have the 2 thumbs up. If you have enjoyed the workshop, if you did not, don't do the 2 thumbs up. Yes?
We did, for sure.
شربي فرجيني وجهك. Wonderful. يلا رح ننطر دقيقة ليفتحوا الكاميرات and we take the picture all together. Okay? Yes, so good to see these beautiful faces. وين كنتم مخبيين؟ Good. Yalla, 2 thumbs up with a big smile on your face. Close up to the camera. And here you go. 1, 2, and 1 more. Just give me 1 more. Yeah. واحد بس هتروح سكرين شوت من تحت. يلا 1, 2, and 3. So great to see you. Have a wonderful weekend, everyone, and stay connected, please. Anthony, thank you again.